All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to decode some short, kind of cryptic advice from Y Combinator co-founder Paul Graham. But we think it's actually a super powerful formula for anyone who's dreaming of building something new. Let's get into it. So let's start right where he does, with a huge, simple question. Do you want to start a startup? I mean, thousands, maybe millions of people are asking themselves this exact question. But the path forward can feel, well, super foggy. Where do you even begin? Paul Graham's advice comes in this really intriguing line: new, good writing, founder mode. And on its own, it kind of looks like a random status update, right? But what if it's not? What if this is actually the key to answering that big question? And that's the core idea we're going to explore. What if these aren't just random phrases, but two key variables in a powerful formula for success? To see how it all works, we've got to break down each part. The first part of this formula is good writing. And honestly, this is the foundation for everything else that follows. So when Paul Graham talks about good writing, he is not talking about becoming the next great novelist. It's not about beautiful sentences or flowery prose. For a founder, writing is a tool for thinking. It's the act of wrestling all your messy, abstract ideas into a structure that's clear, concrete, and logical. And here's pretty much how that process works. You just capture your raw ideas, get them out of your head and onto the page. Then you start to structure them into an actual argument. And this is where the magic happens. Because the flaws and the gaps in your logic, the ones that are totally invisible inside your head, they become painfully obvious on the page. And that's when you refine the idea. You sharpen it until it's simple and powerful. You see, writing isn't just documenting your thinking. It is the thinking. So we have our first ingredient, clarity, which you forge through writing. And that brings us to the second part of the formula, entering the state of execution he calls founder mode. It sounds cool, right? Founder mode. But what does it actually mean to be in this state? Is it just about working crazy long hours and drinking a ton of coffee? Well, not quite. Let's contrast these two states of being. In normal mode, which is where most of us operate day to day, our focus is kind of spread out. Things are urgent, but not world-as-ending urgent. And we deal with a lot of theoretical problems. Founder mode is a completely different animal. It is a state of intense, laser-like focus on one single problem, an extreme sense of urgency, and a relentless drive for real-world execution. Okay, so we have our two pieces: good writing for getting clarity and founder mode for getting things done. Now it's time to connect the dots and reveal the core formula. So what is the surprising link between, sitting down to write and achieving this super-powered state of focus and execution? How does one actually lead to the other? The link is deceptively simple. The purpose of that whole writing exercise isn't to create a document. It's to achieve a specific state of mind, clear thinking. And here is the crucial point. You cannot enter founder mode without clarity. You just can't. You can't have intense focus if you don't know what to focus on. You can't have extreme urgency if the problem is still kind of fuzzy. You definitely can't execute on a fuzzy idea. Clear thinking is literally the fuel for the founder mode engine. And this is exactly why writing is the ultimate training ground for a founder's mind. The act of putting words on a page forces you to be precise. It builds this incredible mental discipline. It's how you sharpen your own mission and strategy into something clear enough to persuade others. We're talking investors, employees, customers. Each sentence you write is literally preparing your brain for that intense focus that founder mode requires. This brings us full circle to the final actionable part of Graham's advice. We have the formula, now we need the arena to actually go and test it. So the final instruction from the source is simple and direct. Get funded by Y Combinator. Now, at first, this might just seem like a plug for his own company. But when you look at it through the lens of our formula, it takes on a much, much deeper meaning. So why this specific path? Because getting into Y Combinator is the ultimate test of your clear thinking. I mean, think about it. The application is a rigorous piece of writing that's designed to expose any fuzzy logic. The pitches and interviews that follow, they demand extreme clarity under a ton of pressure. The entire process is basically an accelerator for forcing you into that founder mode mindset. So ultimately, the goal isn't just the money. That's just a byproduct. The real prize is validation. It's proof that you've done the hard work of achieving clarity and that you are truly ready to enter founder mode and execute. And that leaves us with a fascinating final question. If this all holds true, if writing is thinking and clear thinking is the key to founder mode, then maybe the most effective pitch isn't a deck full of flashy graphics, but something much simpler, a clear, concise, and powerfully written argument. Something to think about. Thanks for watching The Explainer.